Hello YouTube, today I'd like to talk about fake Nintendo 64 games, and I've run into a couple of them. One I didn't make a video of, however this one I feel like I will make a video just due to the fact that I really like Resident Evil games. As you may have noticed on this particular channel I have a ton of them, and I decided to talk a little bit about the fakes, because fakes are becoming more and more prevalent in the video game community. And it wasn't until fairly recently that I would call good fakes, although they're not entirely good. They're fairly easy to spot if you know what to look for. But for the average consumer, I'm pretty sure this would fool them. So you got two cartridges here. Can you guess which one is the real one and which one is the fake one based on looking at just the labels alone? Some of you probably can't, and that's okay. I'm going to show you other ways to know. But the thing that perhaps the video doesn't show is that this one is the fake one. The label is very, very shiny. It almost looks like, I don't know, it just looks super duper reflective. And if you look at the original, it's not that reflective. It's a little different, and you can tell that it's a fake because the Nintendo logo is not gold. It's got like this kind of copper looking color. It's just not quite right. If you look at the actual Nintendo logo here, you can tell that that's a gold reflective logo. The M and Mature, if you take a look at both of those, you can tell there's a font difference there. Thickness maybe not font, but a thickness difference. And the lettering on the fake is horrible versus this one. It's very easy to read on this one. Colors are a lot better. The DPI is a lot higher on the real version compared to the fake. So I'm not pointing out everything, but I'm pointing out a lot of things that you can tell the difference. It does help if you have an original to compare it to. Same thing with the back label. The gray is completely wrong. Even the Nintendo logo is not right. It does have screws though, actual security bit screws, so they're trying to get you there. On every single Nintendo game, it's going to have these little numbers stamped into it. Now I don't know exactly what those numbers mean, but I do know that every legitimate Nintendo label will have those. So as you can see on the fake, they have not yet done that, and I don't think they ever will. It's a minor thing that I don't think they're really going to care to copy. I don't think that to them it's worth it to do that extra little stamp, so that's an easy one there. But you can tell the difference by looking at these two on the back, which one's real and which one's fake. I mean, it's really not that hard to tell. Again, the lettering is very different and very obvious, at least to me. Alright, so now I'm going to do a quick cut. I'm going to open both these cartridges up, and we're going to see if you can tell the difference when I actually open them as opposed to leaving them like this. So give me just a moment for that, and we'll bring you right back. Alright, welcome back. And we have both cartridges here once again. Which one of these is the fake, and which one of these is the real one? If you guessed the left one is the real one, you guessed right. This is the real cartridge, and the right one is the fake cartridge. So this didn't come with any screws, and all the fakes that I've seen are missing the screws too. For some reason, I don't know why, but all the fakes are missing screws or don't come with them. This is another dead giveaway that this is a fake. So if you're unsure, you can always look up these chips and find out where they're coming from. But just by looking at this, you should know that this is not real. First off, there's nothing in here that says Nintendo. And Nintendo always clearly marks their boards. Now I imagine most people probably don't, open up their games and look at them, but you really should. If you're going to buy a game and it's going to be somewhat expensive, you should always open it up and take a look. So that's what the back looks like for the fake. There's where they put the battery, and then we have a couple of chips here. That's the fake. And then if you give me just a moment here, I will show you the real one. Alright, so now I'm going to show you a couple of demos. We're going to do one of the real copy and one for the fake. And just to show that the real one is working, we'll start that one first so that there's no confusion. Show a real working copy on this N64. Okay, and I'll show you the load game so you can see the battery is still working.
In the midst of the T-virus outbreak in Raccoon City, Leon Kennedy succeeded in escaping from the city following his encounter with one of the only other survivors, a woman named Ada. A spy seeking the deadly G-virus. However... Ada! Leon was not the sole survivor of the incident. A girl named Claire Redfield was in town on business of her own. She came to uncover the mysterious circumstances of her brother's disappearance. Chris Redfield, a member of the Star's Alpha team. Only now, her mission has become quite simple. Basic survival within the nightmare that was once Raccoon City.
That's the B-game entrance. In case you guys have never played the B-game, that's how they introduce it. Pretty neat. And I will say, just on a side note, that's not related really at all. The B-game to this game is way different. The B-game for the newer remaster, it is different, but it's not really significantly different in my opinion. It doesn't make it bad, it just means that the old version I think did a better job with the B-game. It's cool that the new one even has a B-game, because they could have just omitted that and not even had it at all. Back on topic, we have the bootleg Resident Evil 2. We're going to pop that in, and I did make a save beforehand, and it does load, and I will make sure to show that, and then I'll give you my final closing thoughts about all of this. Okay. As you can see, it loads just fine. There doesn't seem to be any real issues with this bootleg, so I guess I'm somewhat impressed. That being said, I don't condone the use of bootlegs unless you're doing it for preservation. So say you have this game and you don't really want to play it, you want to just keep it somewhere and keep it safe, and you'd rather play this one instead. That I can understand, and that would be a legitimate reason to purchase a bootleg. But most of the time, I don't think people are doing that. So overall, I don't like them. Them being in the market means you could get a fake, and I have gotten a fake in that manner with Mario Kart 64, unfortunately. And that didn't make me particularly very happy. So buy the originals if you can. This one is only about $20 or $30. I don't know how much it is right now given the crisis going on, but I know it's not that expensive, and so you should just buy the original if you can. If we're talking about a game that's super duper expensive, say, I don't know, Conker's Bad Fur Day, where it's well over $100 most of the time, then I could maybe see a point to buying a reproduction cartridge. But it's kind of an interesting thing, these repro cartridges, because you're wanting to play on real hardware, but you're using a bootleg cartridge. So I find that very interesting. You could just emulate at that point if you're just going to use something fake anyway. So I don't know. Overall, I'm not convinced that the bootlegs are really worthwhile. I think that there's still a lot of work they could do to make them a little bit better, but they do function and they do work. So if you're one of those people that just want a cartridge to play, perhaps this is the solution for you. Hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.